Welcome to the program. Thank you for making time for us. Our sign language interpreter, the bottom end of your screen is Meresha Oweti. Now, the country has in recent days been locked in a fierce debate on whether or not to hold referendum before 2022 to alter the executive structure of government. But opinion has been divided on this from different leaders that we have seen. And so just how practical is it for the country to successfully hold that referendum before the next polls? And why is Deputy President William Ruto fiercely opposed to any such debate? Murimi Mwangi begins our broadcast tonight.
104 days since the surprise ceasefire handshake between sworn political rivals President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition chief Raila Odinga, a fierce and potentially divisive debate has dominated the political grapevine.
Mnasema turudi tena twende tufanye campaign. Mnataka turudi tena twende tuseme sijui nani akupata kiti gani? Ati kwa sababu huyu akupata hii tutengenezee kiti moto, sijui mwingine tutengenezee kiti gani?
But just how possible is it for the country to hold a referendum before the 2022 polls? Well, National Assembly Minority Whip Junet Mohammed, a close Odinga confidant who escorted the former premier to the Harambee House March 9th handshake, argues that the likelihood of constitutional amendments tied to the Kenyatta-Odinga deal is not far-fetched, but cautions on the timing of the ongoing referendum debate.
I think the people who are discussing about a referendum now and opposing constitutional change are maybe people who want to distract this process. They don't mean well for the country.
Those who are talking about William Ruto is against the constitutional reforms, they will be shocked the day the president will speak. And he will speak what we are saying.
But at electoral body IEBC, which by law is mandated to oversee any referendum, things have been falling apart, with the resignation of 4 of its 7 commissioners, suspension of Chief Executive Officer Ezra Chiloba, amid his growing pressure for the resignation of Commission Chairman Wafula Chebukati. And given the acrimony and political standoff that has preceded IEBC past reconstitution, skeptics are cynical about the practicability of the commission overseeing a referendum in time and still preparing adequately for the 2022 polls. A headache which insiders say could be Kenyatta's greatest predicament over a likely prolonged electioneering season. This as key Odinga allies intensify their push for a referendum before the next polls to streamline the executive arm of government to the Bomas draft with a prime minister and 2 deputies.
Kenyans must be open-minded so that we can review these things that we have now realized after 10 years are not working in the interests of Kenyan people in our constitution.
I will relate it to what happened before President Moi became the president. And there was a lot of people who are willing to go to an extra mile of just changing that section of the constitution not to have him as a president. And that is exactly what is happening to people who are scared in going for a fair contest with the deputy president.
Let us first do cohesion, talk to each other's hearts, and agree as Kenyans that we have problems. Agree on the issues that we think in a bipartisan manner we can solve. Once we achieve that, referendum is an easy thing. It's a one-day business.
The national cohesion agenda and status of the Kenyatta-Odinga deal is expected to emerge in the president's May 2nd State of the Nation address, while Odinga is expected to unveil his 7-member team this week to work under lawyer Paul Mwangi and Ambassador Martin Kimani, who Kenyatta and Odinga jointly tasked to advance the cooperation deal beyond the handshake. This as the referendum debate continues. Murimi Mwangi